So I'm not here to sell you a mentorship, to sell you courses or anything like that. I'm just here to, help you out and teach you how to trade. Best way possible, best way I know. With that being said, I have a $100,000 withdrawal. As you can see, $100,000 withdrawal, and I make around probably like 300 to 400K a week trading. No signals, no courses, no nothing. But I'm here to teach you and overall just give you some advice. So with that being said, make sure you guys subscribe and like the video. And for all my ICC people, go ahead and comment down below ICC. Yo, I don't know why they're playing music back there so loud, but comment ICC so all the new people can see that this is real, bro. All right, so just to get right into it, what people always want to ask is how long do I hold my trades? So the longest trade I've held is 4 days, 5 hours, and 59 minutes. So right around 4 days and 6 hours. My win percentage is 90%. I win my buy trade. So if I, call out a buy, it's going to 73% of the time it's going to win. If I call out a sell, 75% of the time it's going to be a win. My largest trade, so for people that do know me, I open up multiple lots because 50 lots is how much you can put per position. I have a bigger size account, so sometimes, 50 lots is not just enough. So this is one of the trades that I've made. And then this is how much I've lost in a trade in total. Overall, throughout the trading days, it's going to be 7 hours that I'm really holding a trade. And then let's see, days, every day or so, I'm making around $268,000. And then the most profitable day I had so far was $2.7 million. Average daily win and loss is a 3.8. And then once again, 7 hours holding time. Here's the loss, and this is my daily win. So every time that I place a trade, it's a 70% chance that I'll come out the day green. And overall, we have our summary right here, which is pretty much everything we went over. Profit factor is something important too. If you want to chat GBT that's basically showing how profitable my strategy is. Anything over a 3 is profitable. So the fact that this is a 8.1 just goes to show that, overall, this is not just some random trading or just overall, so it's not random. Basically what I'm saying, it's not random. So with all that being said, let's jump into the video and I can overall just show you how I trade. So let's get it started. So basically what I first like to do is watch market structure. Overall, I'm not saying that I made market structure or, this is my strategy that I've made. ICC is the way that I trade, and ICC is basically indication, correction. I don't know why I just didn't do it that way. And then continuation. Sorry if I spell this wrong right now. Continuation. So indication, correction, continuation, ICC, right? And the reason why I did it this way and I call it that is because I feel like what works for me is if I look at the market in patterns of phases. So if I look at markets in phases, it kind of helps me, correlate and make everything come together. So overall, I use everything is the fundamentals. So everything I do is literally the basic. I don't try to make trading hard. I don't try to make it super complex. I don't need to know liquidity and all that. Yes, I understand liquidity and all that, but I don't need to confuse my brain with all that stuff just to make a couple bucks, just to make a couple thousands. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not you can if you trade that way, that's fine. If you trade a little bit complex, that's fine. You can learn all that information. All I need to know is how to get in, how to get out. I just want to make money and get out of the markets. I don't have time for all the unnecessary order blocks and patterns. I don't use all that. I just use straight market structure and price action. So basically what I like to do is, and most people will say, oh, you just are trading break and retest. That's nothing new. I mean, I'm not saying my strategy is new. I'm just saying it works for me. So what I like to do is I like to look for indications in the market. I like to look for when price is showing me, hey, above or below this level is going to do something. So if we go look at the previous trades that I've taken, so if we pull this back up, if we go look at the previous trades I've taken, right? Let's go to, matter of fact, let's go to this one first, right? View details. Oops. Go back. Why can I? Okay, so let me go back. It won't let me go to my trade. There we go. So boom. If we go back and we go look at this trade, right? What I basically did was I seen price make an indication in the market. I let it correct. And once it correct, we can go to a 15-minute time frame, right? And I do most of all my trading in New York session. I'm gonna clear up a bunch of questions that I see people ask a lot. So that way there's no reason you should ask me again. I trade NASDAQ and gold. I trade gold and NASDAQ in New York session. New York session starts at 9 a.m. EST or 9:30 a.m. EST. So clear those questions. How another question that I get, how do I, we can get into it. So above this level, this is a swing low, right? Why do I call this a swing low? I mark up everything on the 1 hour or 4 hour, whichever one looks clear. So if the 1 hour is building lower highs, so in this case, let's go chart. Let's go here. We got lower highs. What is considered a lower high? It's basically, to my eyes, I like when price goes into one direction and then it makes a shift. That is a high or a low. Price goes into a direction and then you can see it shifts into another direction. That's the easiest way to explain a lower high and a lower low, or just highs and lows in general. If you ever need help, all you can do is type in pivot points. Not this one. Normally I use everything on my trading view and it's already saved. So it's like pivot point, high and low. That's what it's called. I don't know why it's not popping up on TradeZilla, but if we can go back here and it's already saved, pivot points, high and low. You put that on your trading view and it should pop up this. So overall showing you the swing highs and swing lows. So once again, let's go back. That's if you don't know how to find swing highs and swing lows for the beginners, right? So with that being said, we see these lower highs in the market and we see prices progressing. And as we see here, we can start to see that price. Let's see. I need to start saving these on TradeZilla since I'm going to be using this a lot. So TradeZilla also as well is just basically taking my live account and taking all the data from it, from every trade that I'm closing, and just overall showing me how I'm trading, right? So with that being said, we can start to see that price is building this level. Where is, okay, so here we go. All right, we can see that price is starting to build this level of support. Since it's building this level of support, we know buyers are pushing price up. That's one thing that I like to know is like, where are buyers, where are sellers? That's all you're essentially doing when you're looking at highs and lows. The highest point is letting you know where sellers are at, and then the lowest point is letting you know where buyers are at. So in this case, there were buyers here and there were sellers here, but sellers overpowered the buyers and wiped them out. So now it's going down to the next level, and this is where buyers are at. Sellers are going to try to push through and break it out, right? So with all this being said, we can see here that buyers are holding as strong as possible above this level. And then sellers are also holding strong at this level, right? So the fact that price breaks around here lets me know that there are no more sellers in the market to push price down, which is a good thing because I know everything above this level will become bullish because bulls are in control above this level. So this would be my indication. This first move right here will be my indication, right? Second move will be the correction. The correction, because of the breakout, a lot of people trade breakouts and the market likes that because then it can grab liquidity out of the market because people are just going to place trades thinking price is just going to go straight up, which is where we take advantage because that first breakout, this is letting us know. So if there's not already previous structure to show us that price is going to buy, most cases, this will be that first indication. I'll show you an example of when you don't really need an indication later on in the video, right? So with this being said, above this level, we can see that price pushes up. This is the level that it chooses. So this lets me know that there are sellers sitting here waiting to push price down. With that being said, we go on a correction. Normally, the correction will come back to the same level that it broke out, and sometimes it will liquidate a little bit more because remember, the correction is just liquidity, right? Liquidity can be a retest, liquidity can be under the retest, or it can be at this level of support, right? As long as it's not breaking structure, because now we have a lower high, we have a high that's broken. So now this is a higher high, and now price is setting up for a higher low. So a lot of people ask me, especially people in ICC, a lot of people ask me, how do you know when the correction is over? Well, this is the easy part, right? Learning when the correction is over is the easy part. So you see how you have red candle, red candle, red candle, red candle. If we go to a smaller time frame, I'm pretty sure, not even pretty sure, I know that price is going to be on a downtrend on that time frame, right? So we're going to scale in. We can see that price is starting that downtrend, right? We can see that this is the highest point it got to. We can see price struggling right here. We can see price breaking that level of support and showing us bearish signs. We can see price get lower and lower, right? And then we have price break above this level, and I'm gonna draw all the way through. We have price break above this level and create a small high, right? This is gonna be more important later, right? And then we have a new low. So price is still bearish, even though it tried to grab liquidity and then it made a move down. What I personally look at is the fact that, so if we go back to the 15, sorry, because that's the time frame that I seen it on. If we see this is our lower high, sorry. The 5 minute was a little bit tad confusing. I got it on the 15, so sorry about that. Right here, price made that lower high, came down, made a low, came back up, broke out of that lower high area. So this lower high was broken. Price was showing signs of trying to become bullish. So what I did was I used this as a higher low. Higher lows only happen in uptrends. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, the uptrend is getting ready to start for New York sessions. So if you ever need help, type in sessions. Okay, I think they just have their own thing here, if I'm not mistaken. They just have like their own indicator. So I'm gonna just go ahead and try to see if I can figure this out, right? So New York session is this blue area right here, right? I don't know why. Okay, I guess that's how they do it. Okay, we're just gonna rock with it, okay? So I'm pretty sure that this blue session is New York. As we can see, New York open right here. It says 8 o'clock, but the bell rings at 9:30, which is roughly right around here. This is actually when I entered the market because price made that push down, and I felt super, super comfortable with taking the trade right around this point because on the 15-minute time frame, we have price making a higher low above that blue area. So once again, if you don't remember what that blue area was, we go back. Remember, above this level, we can see, okay, this indicator is not working for me. I like mine's better. But above this level, remember, we had that bullish push. So all we need to do to know when the correction is over is scale down and show us some bullish signs. We need price to show us, hey, above this level, I am going to look for buys. I'm going to make a buy movement, right? So we already got that high above that level. We mark that. That's our indication. Price comes back down. Since we're above this level already on the 1 hour time frame, price in our head should be thinking bullish. All we need is price to start making some supports and showing us, hey, it doesn't want to go down, which is what we got here and which is what we got here. And we used the New York volume to help push price. And then later on that afternoon, price started to make its push. As long as price wasn't under that 1 hour level, you can feel comfortable to take that buy because this is showing you, this previous level is showing you above this level, it has potential to push, right? This happened roughly, this move happened coming in from, let me see. Yeah, this is coming in from London. London came in, pushed the volume. Coming into New York, we made a retest, and then during New York, we ended up making that whole push back up, which is where you can see my entry and then my stop or my take profit is right around here. So I actually got out a little bit early, but my target was here and it ended up hitting it the end of the day, but I ended up taking price from here to here. So that's just a simple way to explain it. If you didn't understand, let me explain it one more time, but in a more simple way for you on the charts that I know how to control, right? I don't really chart on TradeZilla, so it's a little bit different. As you can see here, price has that swing low. Or it's over here, sorry. Come back here, right? So as you can see here, price has that swing low. We ended up breaking above this lower high. This lower high is basically telling us, hey, price is going to come here, sellers kick into the market and push price down to make a new low. So this should not get broken. If we're looking at a downtrend, we want to see price continue to do this in a downtrend. We never want to see price break above this lower high. So with that being said, if it does that, that lets you know that price is becoming bullish. I don't like telling people this way, but just remember it like this, right? Because normally I would say price shouldn't do this, right? Price shouldn't do this, and you should start thinking that price is going to buy. Forget that. Scratch that. If you see price break structure, get ready to think of buys. Just you need more evidence. You need more proof, right? So with that being said, the moment price broke here, this was an interesting thing for me because I was like, okay, price is breaking above this high, right? That is interesting. That means that price has the potential to go bullish. Then we have our indication. So price shows us, hey, it's going to buy from this level to this level. All we need to do is wait for the correction, wait for liquidity to be grabbed, scale down to a 15-minute time frame so we can find out when the correction is going to be over. And then once the correction is over, we're able to come in, see the signs. So 8:45, then 9:15, and by 9:30, price is starting to make his way back up. If we go look, we can, well, yeah, let's just go to a 5-minute. I want to show you guys everything. Let me keep scrolling. Yep, right here. Scale in for you guys. Yep. So above this level, I'm gonna turn this off, but above this level, we can see that price is trying to make that push, ends up making a level of support. We use this support right here. Boom. Since we're using the support, we know that anything under this level is going to become bearish, right? So in our eyes, we're seeing prices being bullish. 9:30 comes in right around here. 9:30 is actually the retest of the support and starts to make a push, which we enter right around here at 10:20, and we look for price to continue to push higher, right? So that's just a simple way. And then this is how your setup would look. Sorry, because you guys are always like, where do you put your stop loss? Honestly, I thought that was common sense, but I guess common sense is not common anymore. So yeah, the reason why we're choosing this level is because we're giving this support space and we're giving the last level, the last low that was made before the reversal, we're giving it to this level. So, right. And we're going to target this level first. But remember, since we are trading this way, we're going from the 5-minute entry, we'll scale back out to that 1 hour. We'll scale back out to that 1 hour. Yes, this is our small fish, but overall, we're looking for a bigger push because we're trading with the trend, right? So your risk to reward is going to be greater. In the beginning, it might not be as good, but if you're using the higher time frame to your advantage, you will catch a lot more on your risk to reward than anything if you scale down to that 5-minute time frame, use a stop loss on that 5-minute time frame, and then scale back out and use your TP for the 1 hour time frame. So 5-minute, 15-minute, whichever one you want to choose, right? And I'm going to show you how I do that overall. But this is just one example of one trade I had taken, and just I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for you. A lot of people try to confuse themselves and they don't want to like listen to what I'm saying. All I did was go to the 1 hour. I went to the 1 hour. I seen price make a higher high. I would wait it for price to make its higher low on the 1 hour, but I did that by waiting on the 15 for price to go back bullish, right? If I'm waiting for a correction, all I need to see on the 15 is price break the lower high. If price is correcting, if I'm looking for buys, that means my correction should be bearish. And then when the correction is finished, I would know that because the 15-minute time frame or the 5-minute time frame will start to build higher highs and higher lows, right? It's so hard to explain in more simpler terms. So this right here is a high, this right here is a low, this right here is a lower high, this right here is a lower low, this right here is a high, this right here is a higher low. Why is it a higher low? Because this low is higher than the other one. Common sense. and then we have a push, and you can start to see prices building higher highs and higher lows, right? Common, right? Common sense, right? So that is one trade. The next trade I'm going to show you is the next day. So we'll go back to here, and we'll go to, well, this one was a loss. I'll show you this one. Right, just one of the trades that I took. I take multiple positions. Let's go here and show you the trade. Okay, I don't know why it does everything on that time frame, but okay. On the one second time frame, 1 minute time frame. All right. So this trade, super simple, right? Here's my entry. My stop loss was above this level. I overall was targeting down here. This was my target. So let's go here. Can we make this a little bit bigger? Oh, it just made the whole thing bigger. Okay. Right. What I did, let me actually get back out. Let me save this. Let me save brush. Right? And then we can scale back in, right? So here's my entry. As you can see, my entry, the reason I got into this entry is because here, let's make this black, and let's I'm gonna put this here. All right, so once again, as we can see, those buys, right? I was in those buys, price got to here. Price made a level of support. I was like, okay, cool. Price ended up trying to break those highs. It did, right? It did. Price above this level. If it comes above this level, it's going to come here. What did it do again? It came here. We're not taking that trade because there's no point. So then I'm going to remove this. If you can see, please don't be confused. I know some of you guys just be lost. Look at this. Price pushes up, rejects, comes down. Makes a level of support and pushes up off of it. Comes here, makes another push down. This is a support now. Why is this a support? Because it pushes into another direction. Once again, comes up, comes here, pushes down. This is a level of support. This level of support, buyers came in, pushed it up. It comes here, sellers are like, hell no, push it back down. But buyers are like, nah, bro, we're not coming down any further than this. So now it's like, we're going to hold our level here. Buyers pushes it up, comes all the way up to here. Buyers come in strong here. This is letting us know buyers are strong. Buyers are like, oh, we're out of fume. Sellers kick in. They're like, nope, we're pushing you back down. Buyers are like, no, we're not going back down to where we came from. We're going to stop here. Buyers kick back in, try to push the price up. Sellers are like, nah, bro, we're not letting you pass anywhere up here. Sellers come in with full force, full power, full force, push the market down. They make a low. Now they break everything that the buyers built up. They break everything that buyers built up. Buyers are like, dang, we're trapped. So then this starts a little consolidation. That's okay. Buyers are confused, right? Buyers are confused. So with this being said, I enter a position when price comes back under this level, right? Here's my indication. It's indicating me that under this level of support, sellers are going to try to take control of the markets because they've already passed and broke out all of the sellers. I meant the buyers. All the buyers that were sitting at this level are getting weak because we can see that they can't even hold up this level anymore because they let sellers just break right through it. They let sellers snap right through it and come this low. So this lets us know that sellers have control or have the potential to have control to continue down. All sellers need to do is go grab more money, liquidity. Once they go grab liquidity, boom, they grab liquidity, they'll be back. And they'll be back with a bigger force because they grabbed money out of the market, took all the early sellers and convinced buyers that it was going to go up just to sell off. So liquidity grab on both sides. They take out buyers, They take out the sellers, or my fault. They take out sellers in this move, take out buyers in this move, right? I entered my position because there's another lower high. This is our high. This is our low. Here's another lower high. Price breaks. Let me make sure my thing is recording. Yep. Sometimes it likes to turn off on me. Right? So, under this level, I sell because under this level, we've seen price break. 1 hour time frame. By the way, price sells. I'm still holding because overall, I'm actually looking at the 4 hour time frame. Right? The 4 hour time frame. We have a lower high. So we have our high, our lower low, our lower high, our lower low. Right? So now I'm actually still holding my trade because if price is on a downtrend, it's not going to break my lower high. If price is going to still be on a downtrend, it's not going to break my lower high until it's reversing. When the trend is completely changing, get it through your head. Price is going to follow the structure of a downtrend and a structure of a uptrend. If it breaks, that means the trend is changing. So you cannot be afraid of price. You cannot be afraid, oh, what happens if it buys all the way up? It's not going to do that unless the trend is changing. When the trend is changing, then it will do that. So I feel super comfortable with taking a sell because I am shown under this level, price is going to sell. So I am not afraid of any pullbacks or anything. If I get stopped out, that just lets me know because my stop loss will be above this level. My entry will be here and my target would have been here. And I'm going to show you what made me get out here, right? My target would have been here. Overall, this is almost a 1 to 4 if I'm not mistaken, right? So with that being said, you cannot be scared. If price is showing you what it wants to do, you have to just take that action to take that trade. You have a lower high right here on the 4 hour time frame. You have price breaking support here, price breaking this support. If we scroll into the 5-minute 15, it's building lower highs and lower lows on that. There's so many confluences to let you know that price is selling. Once price gets down to here, it makes a support. You can exit. And how you can exit is if we go to the 15-minute time frame. I'm telling you, bro, trading is not rocket science. And I'm not trying to make it sound super easy either. I'm just telling you, like, bro, all that stuff you be, okay, it just won't let me do it. All that stuff you be learning about order blocks and all that other stuff, like, it may or may not work. But, bro, it is not that complicated. Don't make trading that complicated. So if we come here, it lets me, right? If we come here, we can see that price comes up to a certain level and starts to build down. Even a retest here if you want it. Even a lower high, create it, and then you could have took this entry, right? So with that being said, you have to stop being scared. You have to stop being scared and just take that action, take that move. All right. So once again, I explained how I got my entries. Oh, once again, because I know some of you guys can be like, well, where you put your stop loss? Even though I just said it. I literally just said where I would put my stop loss right above here. And then I would target down here. Oh, yeah, let me explain why I would exit here. All right, so here I would exit because if we go to a 15-minute time frame, I don't know why it keeps doing this with the 15-minute time frame. Oops. It won't let me get out of this. Okay, so I just got to put that. All right, so the reason why I exit out here is because we have this low that was made. It comes up, makes a lower high, makes a lower high, because this is our low. It's a brand new low after this, makes a low, makes a lower high. That lower high starts to reject. So I don't feel comfortable anymore because it's not going any lower than the lower high, right? That's why I would exit. here. So for the people that's asking, that would be the reason why, right? That is plain and simple. Plain and simple. So with everything being said, I hope everything just made sense. If it doesn't, one more time for you. It's okay, man. I know it might be so simple that you just don't understand, but bro, I'm telling you, you're gonna get it one day. All I'm doing is I'm looking for a swing low or swing high. Once I identify that swing low or swing high, it's super easy. All you got to turn on is pivot points, highs and lows. I mark it. So boom. All I want to see is price make a high above it or a low, depending on, and in this scenario, we're looking for a high. Once it makes this high, I wait for a correction. On the 15-minute time frame, you're going to start to see this. It's going to be correcting. Once it's finished correcting, you'll start to see this. So notice how this 15-minute is on a downtrend. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then you start to see a lower high, but wait, it doesn't make a lower low. So now you'll start to see a higher low. After a higher low, most likely will come a higher high. And then it will start to build back up, which then, remember that 1 hour time frame, anything above that 1 hour time frame level is going to go high, or is going to make a high to this level. All I'm doing is being like, hey, price is above that 1 hour level again. The 15-minute is building higher highs and higher lows. That is letting me know that the correction is over because it was just on a downtrend on the 15, but now the 15 is back uptrending. The 1 hour is on an uptrend. What does that tell me? Okay, price is ready to buy again. That's all I'm doing. All I'm doing is looking for a high on the 1 hour or the 4 hour time frame, or a low, so vice versa. If it's on an uptrend, I'm looking for a high. If it's on a downtrend, I'm looking for a low. All I'm doing is going to that 1 hour time frame. Hey, there's a new swing high. Wait for the correction. Look on that 15-minute time frame to look for those higher highs to build back up again. Once I see that, I jump on that entry anywhere above that level. So it's a bonus if it's the 15-minute is an uptrend and it's going back above that level where we know buyers are going to take control, right? That's all I'm doing. Nothing hard about that. It is literally common sense. If you don't understand it, then it's just not for you. If you literally don't understand this at this point, it's just not for you, and that's okay. You can find a different way to trade, but this is the easiest way to explain it. And that's literally all I'm doing. I showed you once again, all I'm doing is going to that 1 hour time frame, waiting for it to break. Once it breaks, that's my indication. It starts to correct. So once again, it starts to correct. I'll go to a 15-minute time frame and I'll wait for price to build back up. So 15-minute time frame, you start to see it correct. Once it corrects, it will stop making. So in this case, we have a lower low. I meant a lower high and then a lower low. This actually breaks, so it makes a little small high, or you can say equal highs, but it fails to make a new low. So now this low is higher than the previous one, which only happens in an uptrend. So now I feel comfortable with taking buys because it's making a higher low. Remember, if price breaks the uptrend or downtrend structure, this is telling you the trend is changing. If you see this on any type of time frame, this is meaning the time frame is changing, or I meant the trend is changing. The higher the time frame, the stronger the move, because this can happen a lot on the 1 minute time frame, but the 4 hour time frame, this doesn't happen a lot, right? So the higher the time frame you use, the stronger that this is. And if it's strong, then you know that that is going to be longevity for a little while, right? That is it. This is how I'm able to make as much money as possible without being too complicated. Once again, I hope this video works for you. I really, really do. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, comment only payouts. Yeah, if you make it all the way to the end of the video, comment only payouts. Once again, go follow me on Instagram at Trades by Sai, and also follow the second page at Only Payouts. I only have those 2 Instagram accounts. My Telegram is linked down below so you can follow my trades. I show before and after of my trades, and I screen record it. So you can see me get it into the trade and exit the trade. So with that being said, I love you guys. Comment ICC if you love me too.